Alright, so we are done with most of the tools, and in this lecture we are going to explore a tool that is named as Nikto. Now Nikto is a tool that is used for performing a comprehensive attack on our web servers to identify their service configuration if these servers are outdated or they are using some outdated services, or if they have some dangerous vulnerable files or not. So we can learn more about Nikto on the Kali Linux tools website as well. So let's have a look at it. So if we go to Firefox CSR, you can see we have this tool document regarding this tool Nikto, and if we scroll a little bit down, you can read about its feature, and it says Nikto is a pluggable web server CGI scanner written in Perl language using RFP's libwhisker to perform fast security or information checks. Now Nikto is a very fast tool. It doesn't take as much as time like Nmap does. It has some features like easily updatable in CSV format. It outputs the report in plain text or HTML, available HTTP version, SSL support, proxy support, and cookie support. And if we scroll a little bit, you can see some options regarding it, and we can see all of these in the terminal as well. So if we go to the terminal and if we just type Nikto here and if we hit enter, you can see we have got all the user manual of this tool. It tells us what options we can use. We are not going to use all these options as it will make the video a little longer. What we're going to use is this dash host. Now after we type Nikto and dash host, we have to tell what our host or URL or our IP address is, or we can use more commands like dash port. Here we are going to use all of these, and if you can see in dashboard the port uses is by default 80. Now in the Nmap scan we have found some unusual ports that we didn't notice at first, that was 8080 and 8081. So if we just scroll down and let's scan our OSBW for a web server scan. So for that we just have to type Nikto dash host and type the IP address of our target, and once we hit enter it will quickly scan all of that and it won't take much time. And if we wait a little bit for the scan to be done, so let's not wait for it getting completed, I can tell you what we can do right now. So if we can see, it tells us the host name, it tells us the IP address. Now as you can see what is the server it is using, that is Apache 2.2.14, and if you remember from our previous Nmap scan, this is the exact server that is being used. If we look a little bit deeper, it says the anti-clickjacking X-frame option header is not present. It tells us that X content type option header is not set. It tells us that many of the things are not present or maybe they are missing. It also tells us that Apache version appear to be outdated. It tells us proxy HTML appears to be outdated, mod SSL appears to be outdated. Pretty much everything seems to be outdated. And what does outdated means to us ethical hackers? This means that this machine is completely vulnerable, because whenever a particular thing gets updated, that means the previous version had many vulnerabilities and it got updated and the previous vulnerabilities is not there. But when it seems to be outdated, that means the vulnerability in particular web server still exists and we can exploit them for our particular use. Now if you want to check particularly one port, what you can do now is, once you type this command, just type dash port and configure port 8081, and if we have a look at it, it tells us server jetty, that was for port 8081. It tells us the anti-clickjacking X-frame header is not present, X content type header is not set, and by this method you can simply get result for only one particular thing and not for the whole thing, to save your time. And if you want to particularly check only one stuff, that's how you can use Nikto. And this is it for this lecture, and here we have completed our website enumeration, and from the next section we are going to dig deeper into website penetration testing, and in the next section I'm going to teach you how you can configure and use Burp Suite, and we are going to use Burp Suite in almost all these lectures. So meet you in the next lecture.